June is African American Music Appreciation Month, a time to celebrate the contributions and influence of Black musicians, composers, and songwriters. Detroit's rich musical heritage includes the creation of techno by a group of African American teenagers in the early 1980s. Today, plans are underway to preserve that legacy by establishing the Museum of Detroit Electronic Music. One Detroit contributor, Stephen Henderson of American Black Journal, sat down with the museum's founder and executive director, Adriel Thornton.
It's really odd in a sense that like this music that was, inspired by like Kraftwerk and George Clinton and the whole Parliament Funkadelic thing and Prince was really what shouldn't have worked here really did. I'm actually happen to be friends with Ralph Hooter from Kraftwerk, and he actually told me it's like we did not set out to make dance music. They were just playing with synthesizers and drum machines.
Noise.
Yeah, they were just making noise, and they were like shocked when Mojo started playing it, and then there was this city in the U.S. who was like just all about it and like dancing to it and making it happen, and that was Detroit. So it was a kind of an anomaly, but thank God, right?
And those roots, because now it's so much bigger, right? It's everywhere. It literally is all over the world. But those roots are important, and that's what you're trying to, I think, really celebrate and commemorate in the idea of this museum, and that's really important to us here.
Exactly. So the idea that this musical genre that was created here by African American teenagers has impacted the world in ways that we still are trying to process. You go other places in the world, and Detroit is literally a genre of Detroit techno is a genre of music. You go in a record store, there's a Detroit techno section, and we are now, 40 years later, recognizing that we need to capture stories, we need to highlight folks, we need to make sure that we as a city are protecting that legacy while paying homage to what's happening now, and then preparing for the future, right? So the Museum of Detroit Electronic Music, aka Modem, seeks to do all of that, right? We want to make sure that we honor and preserve the history. There's a lot of people still in this city who don't necessarily know that Detroit was created here.
We did all
that techno was created here. And that the branches of those roots have seeped through all electronic music. So, our impact on hip hop even, when you talk about a producer like Jay Dilla, one of his electronic music songs, one of his techno songs called Plastic Dreams, was like huge around the world, right? Like one of the biggest songs ever, right? But he was also one of the most revered hip hop producers on the planet. His mentor and the person who taught him what to do was Amp Fittler, who also crossed those lines, right? So that's why, for me, it was important to say that it was electronic music, so that we could cover all of that.
We can get everything.
We could get everything. And so it really, really is important, I think, to have a physical institution, a physical place where DPS students can come and see pictures and learn history and say, oh my God, those people look like me.
And this happened where I'm growing up.
And it happened, this guy was from my neighborhood. And so I could potentially do that too. Certainly folks like, Juan Atkins, Rick Davis, when they created Cybertron, were not doing it to have a legacy 40 years later. They were just being
you never think about that. You're just thinking about, hey, this sounds interesting.
Yes,
right?
And it was a creative outlet.
I can make this noise go with this other noise.
Exactly.
Now I got a beat. And,
exactly.
I mean, it's an incredible sort of genre in terms of the creative force behind it. Right.
100%. These cats were quite a few were at least at the beginning were actually really trained musicians.
Yes.
Playing bass or guitar or drums. And when this new technology came out, this was like, oh wait, let's play around with this. They still had the musical know-how, but really wanted to try to interpret it a little differently. So they really weren't experimenting and creating something that really they didn't have a basis for, right? This wasn't like they wanted to sound like somebody else.
Right.
They were creating something that was really different and new, but that happened to be something that people, especially in their generation, resonated. Right? It resonated with them. And so, I mean, again, when you think about, not a happy accident, I don't want to say it was an accident, but when you really think about like what really happened back then, it was super creative.
Yes.
It was underground. And it was something that, again, I think spoke to the African-American youth in the city of Detroit in a way that other stuff was not.
Yeah. So we're still looking for a place for the museum. Talk about timeline.
We are actively looking for sponsors and foundational support. Actually hoping that the city will support it in ways, but we are looking for a new location. We were part of a project that got canceled or paused. And so we are looking for perhaps a place that is more central, that maybe makes a bit more sense, right?